You guys ready?
Sure.
All right, folks, I got 7 o'clock and I'm going to call the meeting to order. First item of business will be approval of our March 11th meeting minutes. Do we have any corrections, adjustments? Get a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the March 11th meeting.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Looks like we have no actions on our status report, Steve.
Well, the only one that you have is the application that's on the agenda. So
Oh, right. All right, well, we'll move right into that. Moyer Romeo, you have representation here.
Yes.
You want to come up to the podium? Is it Romeo or Romeo?
Romeo.
Romeo, okay, I'm sorry.
I'm Peter Costanzo from All County Associates. We're the surveying and engineering firm associated with this subdivision. So it's a simple lot line adjustment, just moving some land from one parcel to another.
You have the review in front of you?
I do not.
Can you get a copy? We like to roll through the review and just hit on all the points that our engineer comes up with.
That was brought in because our surveyor couldn't make it. So that's what they only
You have one, John?
You have an extra copy? Here you go.
It's not next to it, it's mine. You can start with this.
Thank you.
You have one? Thank you. Yeah, if you don't mind running through the discussion points and give us some explanations or will complies.
I believe everything, I was told everything was a will comply. I don't think there were any major, maybe that's probably why they didn't give me a letter.
Right.
Because yeah, it was decent proposals, that's fine.
So you're going to be looking for a waiver request letter.
Yes.
Do we have a waiver request letter?
yeah, should have been attached to my
Attached?
letters of February 11th. Letter from All County.
Oh, it's county.
I don't know that I got one, Steve. What's the
Yeah.
date?
February 11th, 2023.
Looks like this.
Yeah.
I don't see that.
Sherry will make a couple copies.
No, it's the back of the, is it on the back of the application?
All right,
Mine's on the back of the application.
mine's not.
Yes.
Yes,
The
yeah.
application.
Back of the.
So right here. Oh, here.
Sherry's running a couple off.
Sorry for the delay.
Yes, I believe it was just the waivers for the resource mapping, all that, and the
I got started.
Yeah, if you don't mind rolling through it.
yeah.
Um,
So the waivers for the resource mapping, the additional requirements, because this is simply transferring land from one lot to another. There's no new building lots created or anything of that nature. So
Right.
not any major impacts in that regard. And I believe the other issue of some importance was that they, instead of doing monumentation, they wanted to put pins in the right of way just because of the unusual shape and layout of the lots in the right of way in that area. It would have been a lot of monuments, so pins would be a little bit easier to take care of.
I can make the argument the other way around, because there's so many zigs and zags. Anybody coming along later, it'd be easier to find the monuments than to try to find iron pins in the woods. I know that from personal experience.
Yes.
What's your thoughts on
Oh,
it?
it's specifically in the right of way.
I know you were looking for concrete.
Well, but I said just the property corners needed to be concrete monuments.
Right.
Yes, which they're fine with doing. It was only the ones within the right of way.
Oh, I got you.
I don't see any that are in the right of way.
Let me read this again.
Is the road right away or
Right, well,
one-way roads right away?
yes.
Yes.
What's down the bottom here?
Well, they were showing, yeah, it's the waiver for the road right away, and then they were showing also iron pins on the property line where our ordinance requirements for concrete monuments on the property line.
So are you proposing concrete on the property lines with
I
pins
would,
on runaways?
yeah, that was what I was told for the what the surveyor had ultimately asked for was just pins in the right of way, and will comply with the rest of it.
You have an issue with that, Steve, having pins in the right of way, or you want concrete there?
Well, where the property line intersects the right of way needs to be a concrete monument.
Right.
But any other markings on the right of way could be pins.
Okay. That work for you?
Yeah.
Okay. What was the, I saw them in the Bucks County review, you're looking for a variance from dedication of the right of way. Variance from the following zoning ordinance requirement, establishing an ornament right of way. Width of the road. I didn't see that in the review letter from Wynn, but I did see it.
Well, it is referenced in where? Well, number 3. Number 2 mentions the dedication of ultimate right of way, and number 3 says if it's not waived, then you'd have to do the additional offer for dedication.
But it would have to be. It would have to be a variance.
It's not a variance, it's a subdivision ordinance requirement.
It is.
It's a waiver, yeah.
Okay, it's a waiver.
It is a waiver.
Bucks County's got it written as a variance.
No. What I was trying to be clear of, whether or not you waive right-of-way dedication, the lot areas have to be adjusted for the right-of-way.
Mhm.
Because all the zoning requirements are based off of the ultimate right-of-way. So you have to show ultimate right-of-way on the plan. The issue of whether or not you dedicate it to the township is what's that question?
Okay.
They might have mixed that up. The zoning requirement that show the ultimate right-of-way. It's a subdivision requirement to dedicate to the township. In this case, the lot 2 has next to no right-of-way. Right, because it just has a little piece of frontage
Mhm.
on the corner, because the lot line doesn't follow the road. And then all the other right-of-way is on the remaining Romeo property.
All right. So what do you need from us?
Let me just jump in here. The rest of the waivers are street improvements and some mapping issues,
Right.
which are not uncommon to be waived for a water line adjustment like this. The right of way is not generally waived unless it's really minor.
Are you looking to waive the right of way?
The
The
dedication,
dedication, I'm sorry.
Dedication, I believe so.
that's what the waiver letters.
Yeah, the way, yeah.
The reason why you're requesting it?
I believe it's just due to the minor nature of the right of way with this property because it has so little intersection with it.
You fellas have any comments on this?
Is it just the right of way on lot 2? Or is it lot 1 and 2?
The requirement would be for both properties. The requirement in the ordinance is both properties involved in the project.
But I guess their request, is their request just
The
for,
request would be for all of it.
or so it's for the whole plan?
Yeah.
Okay.
When's the last time we waived that?
Well, I think we did on the other Romeo plan, but not the right of way on Lonely Road. We did, there was the second property there went back to Augustine. Yeah, and I think we waived the right of way on Augustine Road,
Right.
but not on Lonely Road. And it is, when you do it by easement, you're not physically taking the property, they still own the property. And it's for future benefit of the township that if any road work was done, you have the ability of that extra easement area.
Right.
And there is a purpose for doing it. I don't anticipate that Lonely Road is going to be widened anytime soon, but there is always drainage problems and,
Right.
Other work that gets done on the side of the road. Generally, it's not waived.
Would you be willing to not waive that or not request it being waived?
Would you be okay with that? Because,
It would simplify things for sure.
yeah,
It would simplify things for sure.
yeah, because I don't think we'd have an issue on our end from the engineering perspective of it. It's just,
Right.
yeah, I believe it was just a request for simplicity.
All right. So that would be scratched from your request letter. What else do we have?
Can I go back to the monuments?
Yep.
I'm still, I don't know that you're specific enough. So I'm looking at lot 2. I count 10 corners. Which one of those 10 corners are you proposing not to be a concrete monument?
Sorry. I believe it's specifically because it should be done for both properties. So for lot 1, we have multiple points along the right of way where we would supposed to put monuments because they are points of curvature and following along the roadway, that those all be pins. The corners, I don't think there's any problem with those being monuments.
To answer your question, John, on a property boundary, we don't require you to replace existing monuments. So some of these are marked as iron pin found and held, iron pin found. Those
Yeah,
stay as what
okay.
they are.
I could
So-
understand that.
So the new line through the center of the property where it says iron pin set, iron pin set, iron pin set, those need to be concrete monuments.
You're good with that?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. What else do we have?
Really nothing. There's a couple drafting issues to change on the plan, which they did make a resubmission today, but obviously I did not
Yeah,
have opportunity to look at that before tonight's meeting. So
yeah, I was told they were all they did exactly what the requests were.
right. So the issues are really the waiver requests and just the overall plan that you're satisfied with. And I assume they submitted a postcard to DEP for the planning exemption.
Mhm.
So it's really a matter of what the waivers. I assume you have no other issues about the line adjustment itself.
No. You guys have any problems with the adjustment?
No.
So waiver request minus the,
Number 8.
Yes.
number 8, was that what you said?
Mhm.
Yeah. So any discussion on the waiver requests? Somebody want to make a recommendation on that?
I'll make a motion to approve the February 11th waiver request minus number 8.
Okay, can I get a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Aye. Opposed?
Was that February 11th of 23 or 25? Letter says 23.
Letter says 23. It was received February 27, 2025. So
Okay.
go with
Good catch.
All right.
Time flies.
I do it all the time.
All right, so you get your waiver request. I guess from here, recommend, any discussion on this project? Public comment on this project? Being none, we'll move forward. We need preliminary final. What is it, conditional? No conditions, right?
Well, it's conditional on my letter to verify that they did those.
So we're looking for a conditional preliminary final.
I'll make a motion for petitioner final approval.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. You got it. You're welcome. Thank you. Have a good night. Okay.
Was that was the one thing we had to do here.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it'll help us not have to fix that.
Okay. Old business, the Mylars have been signed for Wawa. New business, I have no new business. Does anyone have any new business?
I do not.
Being none, I'll open the floor to public comment. Any public comment? Seeing none, I would look for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make said motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you for everyone for coming out for 20 minutes.
Thank you.
Let's make this a new.
Bad.
Yeah.
All the stuff that was supposed to be on this one.
Yeah,
Plus, we have a new big sketch plan for the farm next to the quarry. Next to
yeah.
So
Ah.
so